the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
Algirdas Julien Greimas (1917–1992) was a Lithuanian literary scientist and semiotician who developed a highly influential method of semiotic analysis, primarily working in France and writing in French. He is considered one of the most prominent French semioticians, alongside Roland Barthes. Algirdas Julien Greimas was born Algirdas Julius Greimas on March 9, 1917, in Tula, Russian Empire. His parents, Julius Greimas and Konstancija Greimine Mikovičiūtė, were from Lithuania and had fled to Tula as refugees during World War I. His father was a teacher and later a school inspector, while his mother worked as a secretary. Greimas returned to Lithuania with his family when he was 2 years old. He did not speak any language other than Lithuanian until he began preparatory middle school, where he started learning German and then French. His exposure to French opened the door to his early philosophical readings of Friedrich Nietzsche and Arthur Schopenhauer in high school. His family moved several times, and he attended schools in various towns before completing his studies at Rygiskio Jonas High School in Marijampolė in 1934. He then pursued law at Vytautas Magnus University in Kaunas from 1934 to 1935, while also working as an assistant notary. From 1936 to 1939, Greimas shifted his academic focus to linguistics at the University of Grenoble in France, graduating in 1939 with a paper on Franco-Provençal. Nearing the end of his studies, he became interested in the Provençal dialect. After earning his licence es lettres Bachelor of Arts degree in Letters, Arts, and Sciences, he was called up for military service and returned to Lithuania. During World War II, Greimas lived in Lithuania and worked as a teacher, translator, and state official. In 1941, his parents faced traumatic deportations by the Soviets. His father was arrested and sent to Krasnoyarsk Krai, where he died in 1942, and his mother was deported to Altai Krai. During these events, Greimas was mobilized as an army officer to document the property of detained Lithuanians. This period fostered his anti-communist sentiments, though he maintained an affinity for Marxist, leftist, and liberal ideas throughout his life. In 1942, in Kaunas, Greimas became involved with the underground Lithuanian Freedom Fighters Union. He also formed close, lifelong friendships with liberal-minded individuals like Bronis Raila, Stasys Zakevicius Zymantas, and Jurgis Valaulis. As the Second Soviet occupation approached towards the end of the war, he fled to the west in the autumn of 1944, returning to France. From 1944 to 1949, he pursued his doctoral thesis, Le Mode en 1830. Essai de description du vocabulaire vestimentaire d'après les journaux de modes de l'époque fashion in 1830. A study of the vocabulary of clothes based on the fashion magazines of Th1e Times, which he successfully defended at the Sorbonne in 1948. After his doctorate, Greimas began his academic career, teaching at a French Catholic boarding school for girls in Alexandria, Egypt, for nearly 10 years. During this time, he met Roland Barthes, with whom he remained close for 15 years, and was introduced to structuralist works that would influence his own research principles. He later taught at universities in Ankara and Istanbul, Turkey, and then in Poitiers, France. In 1965, he became a professor at the École de Hautes Études and Sciences Sociales (EHESS) in Paris, where he would teach for almost 25 years, laying the groundwork for the Parisian School of Semiotics. After defending his doctoral thesis in 1948, Algirdas Julien Greimas embarked on a distinguished academic career that spanned several countries and decades, primarily focusing on the development of semiotics. He began by teaching at a French Catholic boarding school for girls in Alexandria, Egypt, for nearly 10 years. During this period, he encountered Roland Barthes, with whom he would maintain a close professional and personal relationship for 15 years. This time also exposed him to structuralist works, which significantly influenced his own research. Following his time in Egypt, he held teaching positions at universities in Ankara and Istanbul, Turkey, and then in Poitiers, France. A pivotal moment in his career came in 1965 when he became a professor at the École de Hautes Études and Sciences Sociales (EHESS) in Paris. He would teach there for almost 25 years, during which he became a central figure in the development of the Parisian School of Semiotics. He also co-founded and became Secretary General of the International Association for Semiotic Studies. Sémantique structurale, Recherche de méthode structural semantics, an attempt at a method, 1966 stands as a foundational text in his body of work, wherein he moved beyond traditional lexicographical approaches to language, instead proposing a comprehensive method for understanding how meaning is actively generated within linguistic and cultural systems. This book laid the groundwork for his semiotic theory, shifting the focus from static definitions of words to the dynamic processes through which signification emerges. The semiotic square developed in the mid-1960s, notably elaborated in Sémantique structurale and subsequent works, developed in collaboration with François Rastier, is a sophisticated analytical tool that allows for a nuanced exploration of conceptual relationships, extending simple binary oppositions e.g. hot-cold into a more intricate system of four terms e.g. hot, cold, not cold, and their complex interrelations, thereby revealing the underlying logical structures of meaning. This diagrammatic representation helps to map out the possibilities of meaning within a given semantic field, offering a rigorous way to analyze conceptual nuances. The actantial model introduced in Sémantique structurale, 1966 provides a structural framework for analyzing the functional roles of participants, known as actants, within a narrative or discourse, categorizing them not by their specific identity but by their function, such as the subject who desires an object, the sender who initiates the quest, the receiver who benefits, and the helper and opponent who aid or hinder the subject's pursuit. This model allows for a generalization of narrative structures across diverse stories, revealing underlying universal patterns. Isotopy introduced in Sémantique structurale, 1966 refers to the recurrence of a specific semantic feature or meaning element throughout a text, acting as a crucial factor in establishing textual coherence and contributing significantly to the overall thematic unity and interpretation of a discourse. By identifying these recurring semantic threads, semioticians can uncover the consistent layers of meaning that bind a text together. Greimas's work during this long period was extensive and highly influential. He moved beyond his initial focus on lexicography, acknowledging its limitations, though he continued to publish dictionaries throughout his career, including Dictionnaire de l'Ancien Français 1968 and Dictionnaire du Moyen Français, La Renaissance with Teresa M. Keene. The canonical narrative schema developed progressively from the late 1960s through the 1970s, formalized in works like Maupassant 1975 and Semiotiques et Sciences Sociales 1976 outlines a fundamental progression of actions and states within a narrative, comprising distinct phases such as manipulation, the instigation of the action, competence, the acquisition of necessary skills or means, performance, the actual execution of the action, and sanction, the evaluation or recognition of the action's outcome. This schema provides a universal template for understanding the underlying structure of human action and narrative development. Greimas's collections of essays, Du Sens, Essays Semiotiques on Meaning, Selected Writings in Semiotic Theory, 1970 and Du Sens 2 on Meaning 2, 1983, serve as crucial extensions and elaborations of his semiotic theories, bringing together various articles and reflections that deepen the understanding of his foundational concepts and explore their broader implications for the study of meaning. These volumes demonstrate the ongoing evolution and refinement of his theoretical framework. In Semiotiques et Sciences Sociales, the Social Sciences, A Semiotic View, 1976, Greimas applied his rigorously developed semiotic framework to analyze various phenomena within the social sciences, demonstrating how the principles of meaning production and organization found in language can also illuminate the structures and dynamics of social interaction, cultural practices, and institutional systems. This work underscored the interdisciplinary potential of semiotics. Maupassant, La sémiotique du texte, Exercices pratiques Maupassant, The Semiotics of Text, 1975 offers a practical and illustrative application of Greimas's semiotic analysis to literary texts, specifically to the short stories of Guy de Maupassant. Through detailed textual analysis, this work exemplifies how his theoretical tools, such as the semiotic square and the actantial model, can be used to uncover the deep structures of meaning and narrative in concrete literary works. Co-authored with Joseph Quartz, Semiotique, Dictionnaire raisonné de la théorie du langage sémiotiques and language, an analytical dictionary, 1979 is an indispensable reference work that systematically defines and explains the vast array of theoretical concepts and terminology within the field of semiotics as developed by Greimas and the Parisian school. This comprehensive dictionary became a standard resource for students and researchers of semiotics, providing clear and concise explications of complex ideas. Greimas's studies in mythology, culminating in works like De Dier et de Homs, Études de mythologie lithuanienne, 1985, particularly evidenced in works like De Dier et de Homs, Études de mythologie of gods and men, Studies in Lithuanian Mythology, 1985, showcased his deep interest in exploring the underlying semantic and narrative structures of myths, particularly those from his Lithuanian heritage and broader Proto-Indo-European traditions. These studies allowed him to apply his semiotic methods to ancient narratives, revealing universal patterns of meaning construction in human culture and belief systems. Algirdas Julien Greimas passed away on February 27, 1992, in Paris, France, at the age of 74. His death marked the end of a prolific career that profoundly shaped the field of semiotics. he left behind a rich legacy of theoretical work and a dedicated school of thought that continues to influence the study of meaning and language. References: Kasponis, Karolis Rimtautas, Zemlikas, Gediminas April 7, 2005. Algirdas Julius Greimas, Nizbalsugios atmintis Pedsakais PDF. Mokslo Lietuva in Lithuanian. 7319, 8. ISSN 1392-7191. Perron, Paul 2005. Greimas. In Kobili, Paul ed. The Routledge Companion to Semiotics and Linguistics. London, Routledge. Pages 194 to 195. ISBN 9781134545483. Greimas, Algirdas Julien, Vytautas Kavalis 1985-1986. Intellectualines Autobiografijos Bandymas PDF. Metmenis in Lithuanian. 50-51, 10-20, 21-30. ISSN 0024-5089. Andrius Kolakowskis. The world celebrates Professor Greimas with no regard for his victims. The Siaulier Ghetto, lists of prisoners. Valstybinis Vilnius Jonos Idumusigis. Compiled by Irina Guzenberg, Jevgenijus Sidovas. 2002. Siobhan Chapman, Christopher Routledge, eds. 2005. Greimas. Key Thinkers in Linguistics and the Philosophy of Language. Oxford University Press. Pages 106 to 107. ISBN 0-19-518768-7. Dossi, François 1991, Communication personnelle avec Algirdas Julien Greimas. Histoire du structuralisme I, Le Champ du Signe, 1945-1966 in French. Volume 1. Paris, La Découverte. ISBN 2-7071-2062-6. Grabauskas Karobli, Gidrius October 28, 2009. Garsines Lietuva Pasolage. XXIMZIUS in Lithuanian. 76 1768. ISSN 2029-1299. Kasponis, Karolis Rimtautas January 7, 2010. Greimas ir Prina. Mokslo Lietuva in Lithuanian. 1423. ISSN 1392-7191. Archived from the original on November 6, 2014. Retrieved November 6, 2014. Solzhenitsyn, Nijali August 13, 2009. AJ Griemo Archivos Papilditas Asminanios Irasina Jimoleskais in Lithuanian. Vilnius Universiteto Biblioteca. Archived from the original on November 6, 2014. Retrieved November 6, 2014. De Cervantes Saavedra, Miguel 1942. Chaginas, Alexis ed. Ismaningasis I dal Gaston Kikotas Islamancos. Translated by Pulgus Andriasis. Poems by Alexis Chaginas. Kaunas, Valstybine Grozines Literaturos Leidykla. Mationskite, Loretta 2010. L. Essayistica Lituana daj Greimas cum traduzione semiotica PDF. In Migliore, Tiziana ed. Incidenti ed Esplosioni. A.J. Greimas E.Y.M. Lotman. Per una semiotica della cultura. Ocni edit Rice. ISBN 978-88-548-3730. Republished with corrections in Algirdas, Julien, Greimas, Thomas F. Broden and François Ravos, Kirkpatrick, eds, Le Mode N 1830, Langage Société, Écrits de Jeunesse. Paris, Presse Universitaires de France, 2000. ISBN 2-13-050488-4. Biliauskas, Zilvinas, 2001. Algirdas, Greimas in Lithuania and in the World. In Baranova, Gerate ed. Lithuanian Philosophy, Persons and Ideas. Volume 2. The Council for Research in Values and Philosophy. p. 250. ISBN 1-56518-137-9.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just the beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Silence break, raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Play.